Hi YouTube, this is Caitlin Bandy from my channel BandysBooks, and we are out walking around in a part of Las Vegas called Henderson. This is specifically like the Green Valley area. It's just kind of a cute little shopping mall. Got some hot chocolate, got Oz and Luna with me. So we're just enjoying the nice, mild evening, taking a little bit of a stroll. So, weekly updates. What can I talk about for this week? So this week was a little bit rougher than usual. My one full-time worker that had been with us at my company for like a little under a year left a couple weeks ago, and we've been trying to find someone to replace her, and it's been a little tricky. I had thought I found someone and hired them, and they unfortunately didn't show up, so we were a little bit short-staffed all week at work. And then today I picked up a shift for a friend who was short-staffed to help him out, and the kitchen, the main water pipe broke, and so we were like without water. I got up at like 4:30 to go into work, and then ended up closing the kitchen. So you know, that was a lot of fun, getting up at 4:30 on my day off to just go in for no reason. But you know, those things happen. Point is that I tried to help a friend, and you know, those things work out sometimes and sometimes they don't. And other than that, pretty standard week. Nothing super exciting going on. Reading updates. I read a ton of books this week. I finished The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, which was interesting. I'm not big on classics, so this was one of my first times trying to read a classic. And then I read also If Beale Street Could Talk by James Baldwin, another classic, which again, classics are not like my typical. So that was pretty interesting. I enjoyed both very much actually, and they're definitely a lot different than the classics that I was forced to read in school, so it was nice to have a positive classic experience. I also started We Are Not Like Them by Christine Pride and Joe Piazza. I'm buddy reading that with my friend Allie Loves to Read over on Instagram, and she's already finished it, and I know she's like dying to tell me all about it. I'm about 70% through it, and I can see how there would be a lot to talk about for sure. What other books? Gosh, I read so many this week that I'm like, they're all kind of starting to blur together. I read, oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking on everything. I read 6 books in total for the week. So we've got If Beale Street Could Talk. We've got The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. I finished Riot Baby by Tochi Onyebuchi last week, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm like completely spacing on everything. I'm so tired from being up at like 4:30. My brain's just not working right now. I read 50 Words for Rain, which is a historical fiction, and that was super depressing. It's beautifully written, really a pretty story. Like, the writing is very lyrical, but man, like a little life depressing. Like, I was just like, does this ever get better? Like, it was rivaling Kristen Hanna and Hanya Yanagihara like combined. I just it just felt like it never took a break from the depressing. That was definitely a difficult read. So if you're on the fence about that one and you don't want to be wildly depressed, I definitely wouldn't suggest it. I read The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. So that was my nice, like, light, fluffy break. I don't really typically read romance, and so that was like way out of my normal. And it was enjoyable, actually. I quite enjoyed it. I posted a recipe and review yesterday, which was a version of chicken enchiladas that was based on the enchiladas mentioned in The Proposal by Jasmine Guillory. So that was fun. I finished Mame by Jessica George, which I really enjoyed. I thought that was a super good book. And I also finished River Sing Me Home by Eleanor Shearer. Those both came in my Book of the Month box, and usually I try to get to some of my older stuff first, but I was so excited about both that I just like dove right in. I also enjoyed River Take Me Home, and I'm going to be doing a further review about that a little later on in the month. But it was a pretty solid read. It spanned across the Caribbean and follows a mother who is trying to find her children who have been separated from her like during slavery, and this is like post-abolishment, so she's now trying to figure out what happened to her children. So those are my main reads for this week. going into next week, I'm gonna try and keep up the same amount. I felt really happy that I managed to finish 6 books and start a 7th book. So I think, you know, part of that is because the books I read were so short. Like The Bluest Eye is pretty short. The If Beale Street Could Talk was super short. Like most of them were under 300 pages, so that made it a lot easier to get through them faster. So going into this week, I think my goal is to finish We Are Not Like Them, and then hopefully jump into Deacon King Kong. That's the next one that I wanted to pick up. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting into that. And next weekend we're going home to San Diego, visit my parents. My mom is a Little Free Library steward. If you don't already follow her on Instagram, she's LFL Book Adventures, and she's a lot of fun. She posts all about her Little Free Library and all the books she's putting out there, things that she's reading, stuff that she's doing in the community. And she really has like gotten super into the Little Free Library thing. So she just had a local artist come by and repaint her whole entire Little Free Library. It's so cute. I got to see some pictures. So we're actually going to be going home to San Diego next week and visiting with my parents for President's Day. And while we're there, we're going to do a Little Free Library tour of her new Little Free Library. And we're going to do an interview with my mom and like ask her some questions about being a steward of Little Free Library and why she got started with it, and like how she feels, you know, it's benefited the community to have it there and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I always enjoy spending time with my parents. Other than that, it's Valentine's Day this week, couple days, Valentine's Day tomorrow, Valentine's Day on Tuesday, and then President's Day next week. So lots to celebrate. I think we're going to go ahead and continue our walk. Luna's kind of curious about the pause we're taking. She's like, what's going on here? And Oz is probably ready to move too.
Almost done with my chocolate.
Oh, his hot chocolate's running out, so we gotta get somewhere warm. Anyways, I hope everybody has had a good week. I hope that you've had lots of good books involved in your week, and good food and good people. And I hope that whether you're celebrating Valentine's Day with someone that you love, with your friends, with your family, by yourself, that no matter what, like, you have a good day, and that you know, celebrate the things that are important, the love that you have for the people around you, not necessarily romantic love, platonic love, whichever type of love you're celebrating. I hope that you're surrounded by it and you enjoy it, and you make sure that you tell people that you appreciate them for that. So thank you so much for joining, and I hope you guys have a great week coming up. Bye.